I feel very comfortable kind of exploring generative AI and understanding its capabilities and how artificial intelligence has evolved to the modern rendering that we have.
I'm on a scale of using new technology and learning about it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll put somewhere between 7 and 8.
I would consider myself a newbie in terms of using generative. I'm pretty comfortable in that I'm using it in a variety of different places, both from the educational world as well as in my personal life.
I started making presentations with it, as well as rubrics, as well as a newsletter for my grade 9 and grade 10 students. I make a newsletter so parents know what's going on in class. So I give it the information I've done during the week, and boom, it gives me the newsletter. Of course, it's not perfect. It's about 70-75% what I want.
If I get a tough email from a parent and I'm not quite sure where to start to answer it, or I'm exhausted after a long day and then you get that email, I could enter it into Magic School and say, answer this professionally, concisely, with few adjectives, and make sure to be compassionate towards the student. And I'll enter in names, and then I'll shoot out how it would answer. And then I'll say, oh, that's a great idea. I'd like to start like that. Oh, they didn't mention this. I want to make sure to say, so it pushes me to start and to write and gives me those kind of parameters. I'm perfectly capable of writing a return email, but sometimes you spend long days in the classroom and the kids leave, and then your work with parents, your work with other students starts. It's been a real time saver.
So Magic School has been a great platform for students to explore the tools that we talk about in a general sense when we're talking about the history of AI and the implications of AI. And so originally giving students just a sample of it. So today we were exploring tools like a joke creator or a book recommender to have conversations around data and information and input and output of artificial intelligence.
I'm trying right now is looking at building a custom chatbot within Magic School to see if I can use it to help me assess student work. And I've set sort of a limit for myself and how, like, my comfort level with it, because I am essentially outsourcing assessment. So I'm making sure that it's assessment for formative. My finger's still on the trigger for any tasks where we're going to be assigning like their mark at the end of the term or something like that. But this is allowing, or I suspect this is going to allow me to move through and provide feedback on things that I either would not have the time to, or the ability to go into the depth that I would before.
The meat of the program, I find, is in some of the differentiation and feedback tools. And so last year when we were doing creative writing, we had students go into Magic School and get feedback on their piece of writing. And as the teacher, I was able to put in all of my rubric information for assessment so that it was in line with what I had told the students to do in the first place. And then students copy and pasted their feedback and rewrote their work, highlighting any of the changes that they made based on the feedback. And then there's that reflection piece where students have to think about, do they like this feedback? Are they losing their voice? Does it actually align with what the expectations are for the assignment? And so bringing back that critical thinking is really important as like that finals.
It's differentiated learning to the nth degree. With 30 kids in the class, there's only so much I can do. And my computer class, I'm walking around all the time. And I have on the board what's called the Chugani lineup. So they have a question, they put it on the board, and I go through one by one and finish one, go to the next one, go to the next. I want to teach them to go to the AI, to talk to their friends first. That doesn't work, talk to the AI and learn from that.
My class is 50% ELL. And so I know it's going to help me with interpretation, with some really basic writing skills. I think a lot of teachers are worried that generative AI will replace imagination or creativity, or it will do too many things for kids. And I think that the way we teach writing is kids look at character, they look at plot, and I can still have them doing that, and then maybe have AI take their characters and write a story, or give them an outline to work from. So I'm looking at it to see how it can best support my kids, not overwhelm them.
It allows me to just really think about my learners in particular and what they need. I love that Magic School recently brought out kind of some UDL recommendations. So there's choice boards and activities that kind of align with that, because that's something that's important in our district. And it's just a wonderful inclusive practice in general. And so to have that all in one place just saves me hours and hours.
I see taking a similar approach of training the GPT to not be just an answer giver, but more of a tutor to help them facilitate and actually learn these skills, which is obviously different for me, where I'm like, I can write a letter. I don't need the training. I just need it to happen. But for them, where they're growing up in a world where they're having to learn, but also have this technology exist at the same time. And if it's just a magic box that gives you the answer, then that learning piece is not going to be there.
I become more of a coach rather than a teacher. I don't think I have to teach the subject. I want to get them passionate and excited about the subject, so then they go and learn on their own. They don't need me anymore for the subject, unless they get stuck somewhere, they have a question, but then now AI can help.
I don't want to take away any kind of challenge, but I think for me, I was tired and I wasn't sure how to start this email, and I got the idea or I got the boost. That's what I'm hoping for my kids, because a lot of kids will be like, a whole paragraph I have to write, or I have to describe all the setting. I'm sure AI could give those kids the same boost that it gives, so that they feel inspired to write.